Breaking Live.
But first, before we get to our second panel, I'd like to introduce two special guests from Los Angeles. In our Los Angeles studio, former prosecutor Marsha Clark, author of the book, #1 bestseller, Without a Doubt. Also here joining me in the studio, former President Woodrow Wilson discusses the hard times during World War I. President Wilson, first question. Do you think the interception of the message from Germany to Mexico urging Mexico to wage war on the United States was a main factor in dragging us into the war?
Definitely, Larry. Either way, I knew that we would not have lost to Mexico, but definitely there would be a war.
Marsha, as far as the war in Europe goes, what do you think was the main factor in dragging the Allies into the war there in Europe, allies such as England?
Well, Larry, had Germany gone around Belgium to get to France, I think it would have kept England out of the war a little bit longer.
Does France alone have any allies, or was it just dumb luck that Germany went through Belgium getting England involved?
I'll take this question, Larry. I think sooner or later someone would have come to France's rescue. It wasn't just a Belgium issue.
Marsha, your take on this?
With all due respect, Mr. President, I believe someone would have come to France's aid sooner or later.
Well, Marsha, if that was the case, who might that country have been?
Well, Larry, namely the United States.
Valid point, Marsha. Let's go to the phones now. Andy Stevens, Allentown, Pennsylvania. Hello. Bad connection. No one there. Hello? All right, let's go straight to the Kaiser over here. Pardon me, President Wilson. President Wilson, putting aside political views, do you think the Kaiser was a good leader? Yes or no?
Well, Larry, putting aside all political views, I guess he was a good leader because he did bring Germany together in time of trial.
Marsha, your thoughts on Kaiser Wilhelm?
I agree 100%. Whoever can keep a country together for a period of time during a war is a very good leader, whether their policies are ethical or not.
Moving on to the Russian side of the war, do you think had Russia not had to endure their internal conflicts with the Bolsheviks and the Bolshevik Revolution, they might have been able to win the war on their side?
Well, Larry, I definitely think if the Russians would have been able to stuck together as a government in a time of war, they would have been able to claim victory.
Marsha, do you think that not only in Russia but anywhere that an internal conflict, and I'm not just talking about a political revolution, do you think any sort of political or governmental internal conflict could cripple a nation?
Larry, that's almost a ridiculous question. Any type of internal conflict can cripple a nation during war or peace.
That's about all the time we have for our first panel of guests. Closing comments. The decision for the U.S. to enter the war, good idea, yes or no?
Yes, because it benefited us in the long run.
Marsha, decision for the U.S. to enter the war, good idea, yes or no?
Larry, I'm going to have to say a definite yes. The Germans and the Austrians had to be stopped.
Thank you to our two guests, Marsha Clark and former President Woodrow Wilson. When we come back with our second panel of guests, we'll be talking with Mia Farrow about gun control and violence in entertainment in the 90s, plus two of the survivors of the Little Rock, Arkansas crash landing. Don't go away.